Hello, and welcome to my playground. This is the Mad Chemist Church, or Church of Gooch, depending on where you know me from, and welcome to Madman Review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite games. Pretty much, not of all time, but one of my favorite game styles to play. Merchant by day, adventurer by night. So we're taking a look at Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault. So let's click this continue button. This game does tell you when you start it up, it is best played with controller. So, controller it is. Alright, does it look familiar? Kinda does to me. My head over here is going to block some things, but nothing like too majorly or grievously important. So, starting with, like, you can't see down here where it says quest objective or new quest available. Obviously you can't see, there's no markers on this map, so there's no quest objective and there's no new quest available, as I have beaten pretty much all of the content as of right now, since this is an early access game. So as most of the games I play, when you watch this, it may or may not truly resemble what you see, because of that fact that I get this game generally in early access, I play it till I beat all the content, I do a review of what content is currently available, and then I let it sit for a couple years. And then after a couple years of some content coming out, I'll go back and play the game again, 1, maybe 2 years later, depending on the developers. And then I'll do like a follow-up review of like the game's launched, and this is my thoughts of since my early access play to the game launch review, which unfortunately, like a lot of the games I've played and done reviews on, not many of them have gotten launches, like full launches, and the ones that have, I just haven't had the like urge to go back and play. So just like the first Moonlighter, you have your shop, different weapons, potions, all that kinds of fun stuff. I haven't maxed out everything yet, as this is early access, and I don't really feel the necessary need to grind every single thing down to the bone before the next patch comes out, because that kind of defeats the purpose of, then I have nothing to do. I've already got everything done. I play the new content and then I'm done within like an hour or less. So this is your shop. This is fully upgraded as of right now. You get a little guy, a little snail turtle friend that obviously 10 out of 10 will play again. You can pet. You have different things. You have stuff you can craft or purchase and then place out that are just kind of decorations. There's other things you can you don't have to find the recipes, but there's other ones that you can just purchase. Pretty much the only thing this is good for now is just sleeping to pass the night, in case you don't need to go into the dungeon. This guy again. So you have things like these decorations here, then you have your, obviously, where you go to set things to sell, your tips, where you would sell perks for the store, open or close, and how to customize your store is this new little robot dude. So this robot dude acts as a couple different things. He acts as your storage, so if you go through a run and you're like, didn't think I felt like I got enough, so to open shop, you'd throw it in here, and then you could go in again and get some more stuff. And then you'd have this inventory plus this inventory. This is also your shop upgrades. So no, there's no longer a person you can go to get your shop upgrades. You now come to this guy, and he'll give you these upgrades. So you have your permanent ones that do kind of like bonuses, and then they cost your gold plus a resource from a boss or mini boss somewhere in one of the dungeons. So this kind of shows you the whole need to kind of go back and repeat play. As you can see, this is early access, so I have 2 things that are saying coming soon, so obviously I can get them. And I have a couple things grayed out here where I can't get. And there's a couple things that are at level 1. I'm not 100% sure what the max level is for these ones, but see, as you just upgrade them, it tells you it goes from 200 to 250 value of the tipper adds to the tip jar. Uncommon perks have plus 20% chance to appear, and that has to do with the better sales you get, the more perks you get, because the more popular you're getting. So the more basically you charge, or the more tips, or the more different things that can happen. So you can see all these different kind of things. I have a couple. I can afford a couple of these, and I mean, it's as simple as just like unlocks tipper day, decreases the amount of sales required for the 4th perk by 1. So basically you have to get so many sales before the next perk goes, and if you don't have that many sales, you don't get the that perk for that day. Unlocks epic perks in the shop. So basically now you can get the purple perks that are far better than, of course, the blue, the green, the white. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at with that one. You can also do furniture. So furniture is these. I always forget you're supposed to use the D-pad on this one. So furniture are these things you can purchase and craft. Or purchase. A person crafts it for you. But you have all these different areas where you can put the furniture. And each of the furniture pieces actually does something, like Merchant's Flag. Relics on this carpet are bought before those on other carpets. Rare and epic relics sell for 100% more gold. And then you have your pedestals, or display cases, which are your typical, where you put item sells, and then you can get like this prestige display case, which anything put on it sells for 20% more. Or uncommons here grant 200% tip on sale. And as you can see, I got a bunch here that I haven't unlocked yet, because I haven't really played around with this too much, as I was kind of more focused on the adventure part of the aspect more than the actual selling part of the game. I can hit right bumper and it shows me it takes me directly to my calendar. As you can see, today is legendary day, so legendary relics will sell for more, so you can get away with selling them at higher prices. They'll also sell out quicker. So if I had a bunch of legendary items stocked up, and that's another thing you can do, is you can stock up those items in that chest and then wait for like a legendary day like this, and then put them for outrageous prices. These, I believe, are the sign underneath means that person is going to show up in your shop that day. So tomorrow, the old man's going to show up, the 2 ladies are going to show up, I think it's the potion seller and your friend, and relics from the gallery, which is a dungeon, are popular today, meaning those are going to sell faster and they're going to sell for more, and you're going to get higher like tips and stuff. As you can see, a lot more coming soon content. This game is still in early access, and I believe it only came out a couple months ago. You can look at relics. Well, at this point in time, you can see there's still a bunch I haven't gotten my hands on because I've had some of these in my inventory, but if you do not come back to the shop with them, this does not fill up. So if something happens where one gets destroyed, or something like the first game, things can get destroyed, stuff happens, whatever, you don't get the credit for it, even though you had it in your inventory. Then it shows, of course, as the previous game, you see you get the different price ranges. I'm trying to find one that has like a good price range to it. Trying to find one that has a decent price range to it. Here's a good one. So I sold one at 70, so it marked it down at 70 as being cheap. I sold one at 89. I got the perfect, which means I get bonuses to selling this. Usually there's like other stats and stuff that'll be like, oh, if you get a perfect sale, you get this and that and that. Somebody bought it for 100. So pretty much anything from 89 to, so anything from 90 to, I don't know what the refusal price is, but anything from like 90 to 100, they won't be happy about it, but they'll buy it anyways. And that's kind of what determines those days that things are popular, is it'll determine those prices there. I don't know if I have any that have like all. I usually just kind of like mess around, and a couple of these I had to look up just because I was getting pissed because I kept getting the same face or the same whatever, and I'm just like this one was like 1,000, no, 700, good, but then I'm messing around with it and I couldn't get anything above 700 to work. Or I think it was this, which one was it? Yeah, it was this one. I had like an entire inventory of these because I just kept getting them in a single run, and I was just throwing them out for any price I could find until I finally got it. Until I finally had to look it up, and it was like 982, and I'm like, how you find these numbers, I will never know. I threw out them at so many different prices, and I finally got one that I finally had to just look it up. Yeah, and then there's some like I brought. So the funny thing is that this is early access. I brought this one back, but I did not know that if you sell it to a special character, like one of the event day characters or one of the named characters, they'll purchase it, but their purchase won't get recorded. So I don't know if that's a bug, but I've only received one of these. I've only brought one of these back. And when I placed it on the pedestal, one of those event characters picked it up and purchased it. It gave me the smiley face, not the coin smiley face, but the smiley face, and it didn't record it. So I don't know if that's a bug. I don't know if that's intentional. So now I'm like, if I see one of the event characters, I kind of go and I'll pick up if it's an item that I need the question marks to go away. I'll pick that item up real quick so that they'll purchase something else. Tutorial is obvious. Kind of just shows you the different things, how different stuff works, the different weapons, what happens when you die, the different guns, the difference between tippers. That's another bug, is that it won't update if you've seen things. All the different quests you can go on. I don't know what the wish list is. I never used that on the quest wise. All the different materials you have on you, basically from exploring. Your current equipment. This is my current equipment. My patches on my backpack, my armor, my gun, and my spear. And then my backpack itself, as you see, I don't really have anything there. There might be like backpack upgrades later, but that's just always been blank. And then I have like 3 missing spaces here. Last but not least, this guy gives you the decoration option. So you get these vouchers, and then you can take these vouchers and you can unlock things. You can unlock basically the floor, what the different carpets look like, what the walls look like, what your bed looks like. I like the traditional from the first game. What your register looks like. I just thought that one was cool. Kind of matches the decor that I have set up. What your kind of tiling along the top. As you see, I have a couple I haven't unlocked yet. What your front window looks like, and you get different decoration spots. So I like the fish tank, so I went the fish tank, and I like the kind of like odds and ends oddity rack, so I put that there. So that's it for the shop. I know, that was a lot. And there's still more to come. So you have all your different NPCs. This is where you come. This guy will craft your weapon and your armor. I'm still missing. Well, I'm not missing. I can craft it as of right now, so I'll just hold and craft it. Boom. I now have it. Each set of armor doesn't really increase your defense, but it gives you a special ability to which you then can upgrade. So I'm currently using this one, which take no damage for the first 3 hits. If I upgrade it, which would take all the rest of my money, I would be able to take 4 hits from a boss before I start taking damage. I like that, so I'm going to upgrade it. I believe rarity only goes up to legendary, which is yellow, so I can get 1 more. That's a lot of money, as you can see. Looking at weapons, weapons have the same thing. You can go through. Each weapon has different things it can do, but they all have kind of the same like effect. You have your short swords, long swords, or large swords, your spear, and your gauntlets. I've only really used the large sword and the spear. The large sword has like the sharpness effect, which everything you can kind of see changes. The spear, as you attack, drops spearheads, and then you can recall the spearheads. So, kind of like looking at this, like the sword is more about striking and finishing and shooting. Like it gives you infinite ammo for your gun. I don't really use my gun. The sharpness is the sharper your blade, the more damage you do. And your special attack sharpens your blade. Spear, as I said, you leave these spearheads behind, and you can pull the spearheads back to you as soon as you run out or at any time. I mastered and upgraded this one. You can see it's moved to legendary, it's max rank, because the spearheads on this one in particular home and hit several enemies first before coming back to me. The gauntlets put you into a berserk state, which you attack faster. I believe you take more damage, and you do more damage, and you attack faster. So it's a trade-off between all the weapons. As you can see, each armor has something different. So if you're looking for something specifically, it's your kind of flavor of what you're doing in the dungeon. I have no issue not taking hits in the normal stages, but when it comes to a boss, I'm sometimes just going for that kill because I want to get it. So, that 4 times of not taking a hit really saves you bacon sometimes. Next, we'll go over here to the potion lady. She does not sell potions anymore. You don't have to craft potions anymore. You get potions as soon as you exit and as soon as you leave. As you can see, I filled out most of the top 3, and I just unlocked at the end of this one. I just unlocked the bottom 3, or the bottom 1. I have most of these, but you can see they increase how many potions, how much potions give you, how much your max health is. Like this one's really nice endurance. It's just a lot of money and a lot of I'd have to go farming because you'd need 50, then 55, then 60 of this. And now you see over here it tells you how much gold on the right side of the screen, top right. It tells you how much gold you have and how much of the item it needs. Unlocks a 30% chance to gain 2 potions in a potion room. Consuming a potion increases damage for 3 seconds. There's all kinds of fun stuff that these do. As you can see, increases max health, gives you more potions. Spawning a potion after defeating a mini boss. Restores 5 health when entering a room. So there was pools. There's like pools in the first game that you could randomly find that would heal you. Now you can set it up so that you can find these pools at the end of the dungeon, and they'll heal you for about, I want to say about 25 to 30% of your health, and this doubles it to about 60% of your max health. So if you've only taken like 10%, it'll heal you completely. This, I think, will pretty much almost completely heal you. I'm not exactly 100% sure what the percentages are, because by the time I got this, I was already at a point where I wasn't really taking damage, so I'd heal most of my health back before I'd get to there, and then what little I had missing, this would heal completely. I'd say I'd probably be down about 10-15% max most of the times. One of the things I am disappointed about is that they have not introduced pets yet. That was one of my favorite things about Moonlighter, so you can kind of see. So normally the spear, you would have to stand like here, and then the spearheads would travel back to you. Here, I can stand... Oh, I can't leave. Here, I could stand here, and instead of traveling back to me, they hit the enemy first before coming back to me. You also have an armory trunk, so if you want to change stuff out, you can. Let's go here. Armor. I don't have this gun unlocked yet. But you can see there's a couple different guns. I typically stay with this one because it's the most useful to me for what I use it for. One of the other things I want to touch on real quick before I leave here, you have your NPCs. She has this magic book. This magic book basically is a kind of a leveling system to help you get more gold while in the dungeons. It gives you better ways to get higher relics, and the higher the percentage of the relic, the more it sells for. I don't want to go into the... I'm going to go into the dungeon, but I'm not really going to do much. I'm pretty much just going to take off because this is just kind of like a walk-through review, and I don't want this to take too long. So same thing, same chest that's connected to the other chest. Decorations. So you also get to decorate this place outside. You can see I have this with the sun and the moon. I have a couple of these not unlocked yet, but I have the sun and the moon, and I have the fountain, the old school fountain. And these are just some enemies that you can fight like in the portal or in the dungeons as scarecrows or target practicing dummies. I like the way that one looks, but technically this is the set here. I really don't like that. I think that's cooler. So you can do that. Going over here, you have like they've done some really good. They've done like a really good job at like opening up the place, giving you some more stuff. There's a guy here. This is where you craft the guns. Like I said, I can craft the gun. I have to go get the material. This last one. And I don't have the materials or money, obviously. He's where you go to craft and upgrade your guns. This is kind of the main premise of the game. This is the Endless Vault. As of right now, you can only open it 5 times, which is, see the 5. This is kind of your landlord. She takes these things called blob vouchers, which you can randomly get in dungeons, and she'll unlock like the decorations and stuff, so like completely optional kind of things. This is the lady where you find blueprints, and when you take these blueprints in, so you can see I'm only missing 2 blueprints here, but then you can come and craft, and then as soon as you craft it, you can then use it in your shop. So these are all the different kind of display cases, and this is all the different kinds of furniture, and essentially what they do and what they'll cost, plus materials to craft it, and then use it. So you see I'm missing a couple, which I'm not too worried about because they're actually really easy to get. It's not something that's like you gotta farm for them. It's just a matter of doing the run. Before I go to the dungeon to finish up this review, I'll touch on the last couple people. And I always forget you can teleport, so I'm going to do that after this. This guy also opens up this patches shop, which this is something new from the first game. You can get these patches, put them on your backpack, and oh, see, this shows me in my armor. So I thought that armor looks pretty sick. Gives me kind of like a desert alchemy alchemist vibe. I can't think of what I'm like a. Almost reminds me of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, like the desert people from there. But you can get these patches. So far, I don't know if these are unlockable. I haven't done anything that usually like you'll beat a boss or something, but I've beaten all the bosses. And it usually tells you can unlock these, so I'm thinking these are going to be like future content. I'm not 100% sure, don't take my word for that. But you can craft these patches, and then put them on your backpack. And then upgrade them for essentially better upgrades. Like, I take 20% less damage, I upgrade it, I can take 25%. While your gun is not full, increases damage by 30, and upgrade it to 35. This is like highly recommended because all you gotta do is pop your gun off a couple times and then start hitting, and then as you attack, you refill your ammunition. So all you gotta do is like shoot an enemy a couple times, attack, shoot, attack. When you enter a room, you heal, which is so needed, so much needed. And relics are found with +6% or +6, +7 when upgraded, and that's basically the higher that little sparkle is, because it looks like two little sparkles. The higher that is, the more they sell for. So you can see other ones like guns have more bullets, guns deal more damage. Deluxe, there's also deluxe, which sell for even more. They also have a chance to have even more sparkle. Rerolls for rerolling, because you'll get like attributes, abilities, and stuff that you can get that will disappear. So this is kind of like that roguelike aspect where you get like this really cool ability, but you might not find it again the next time around. There's a chance that chests will appear in pairs, which is really nice, especially if you're just farming like loot for something like you haven't gotten yet. So if you open up your map, you can actually go over here, and I just found this out like the second to last time I played this. You can just teleport to the person instead of having to run. This guy is your bag upgrade. He upgrades one slot at a time. As you can see, this next slot is 120,000 gold. On average, I think I make per run, if it's a good run, I think I make like 90 to 100,000. I think I've made like 300,000 or 400,000 on like a good run. So the run, it's real. And then there's just random villagers around you guys can have it, you can talk to. I haven't really seen any reason why, other than you can get a little bit of story. That's kind of where you arrive in the beginning of the game. This guy here, you'll eventually find him. I'm not 100% sure, but this is the trader. So you can trade parts, some of the lower level parts for the upper level parts, or some of the So these are parts that you'll find just randomly throughout the dungeon, and these are the parts that the boss drops. You'll find elites and mini bosses that'll drop the other thing. So if you are just running in and grabbing stuff and you're not going all the way to the end of the dungeon and fighting the boss, if you have 5 of these, you can trade it for one of the boss drops. Or if you got the gold, you can trade for these little things that you needed that are just kind of like the common enemy stage drops. So that's the map. We can go over the menu real quick. I think, did I already do the menu? Materials? Yes, I already did the menu. Controller, mouse and keyboard, graphics, preferences, just all the normal stuff. So now I can teleport myself directly to the dungeon, which I'm going to run in. This review's already getting pretty long, so this is where you can kind of pick, or you can show the tutorial of So if you're confused by the thing, by like the stats and stuff, you can come over here. Yeah, using your special after 3 attacks unleashes a special finisher. So this is what I was saying. So this is the special ability of the sword. The sharpness, it kind of tells you about the sharpness. Shows you how it works. I already showed the spear off. Look at the gauntlets. So you do all these punchy punch. If you like the punchy punch. Attacks activate the berserk. Berserk is a temporary mode that increases speed and impact of your attacks. Okay, so there's no damage. Usually berserk, you take extra damage. So we come to the dungeon. So each one, as of right now, only has 2 dungeons you can go through. And as you can see, it tells you recipes. Those recipes are what I was saying from earlier. As you can see, I have 5 out of 5 on this and 5 out of 5 on this. If I go over here, I'm 2 out of 5 on this and 2 out of 5 on this. Go over here, 5 out of 5, 2 out of 5. So I have a couple more of these to do. So if I go back to here, this is the first one, this is the second one. It's kind of the same way, first one, second one, first one, second one. Let's say we go into this one. I want to go get another recipe. I hold and I travel in. Now it's going to load in, and then I'm going to show. Now there's quests and different things that can happen inside of these. I've done the vast majority of them, but you'll usually get like some NPC you can talk to, and they'll give you a little like bit about them. You'll get like a little piece at a time. So you come over here, I have a thing unlocked that basically tells me I get one of these for free at the start of every dungeon, and it gives you a perk. And this is what I was saying about the other thing. So each perk is unique to each realm, not dungeon, but each area. So all of these will pretty much be about the same to that other map. So I like my special deals 15% damage and ignites because I have the spear. I'm going to select that. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to travel. So I have this. I have my legend, which gets cut off here by me. You can see everything. So you can scroll, you can move, you can navigate, and then you accept what you want next. So I have blue chests. This guarantees me 2 blue chests. This is the symbol for this next one over here. After the 2 blue chests is a potion, followed by a perk, followed by an elite with a purple box. Or I could go blue, 2 green boxes and a fire perk, or I could go blue, a green box, and a question mark, which is usually a chance at like a challenge perk or a legendary perk, just whichever. As you can see, you can get about halfway to your mini boss, and then that scroll there, that's the recipe. Once you've collected all of those recipes and you're 5 out of 5, that vanishes. So that you'll no longer have that appearing. As you can see, this is actually a pretty decent run, as I now have a legendary with an elite, or I have the chance of getting a legendary, 2 legendary chests with an elite boss. So that's a ton of rewards on this one. So I'm going to select this double chest here, and I'm going to do this real quick. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Some of these rooms are pretty, like, some of these rooms, like 30 seconds and you're done with the room. Some of them, it'll be like some of these rooms have taken me a good like 5-10 minutes. So I shot that guy. I'm now doing far more damage. With that, they home onto the guy. They hit him. That is a trap. Every dungeon has a different kind of trap. One has like electricity. One has like fire. This one has like these light orbs that move. Dodge over that. Call that back. So the neat thing that they did in this one, see, I just got a blob voucher that tells me the dungeon's over. So the neat thing they did in this one is they gave you, you can use your backpack to attack. When you have your backpack to attack, you'll stun an enemy, and when that enemy is stunned, they'll turn like this like purplish black color. You can smack them, and they will go flying, and so they'll take damage if they hit another enemy or they hit a wall. But if you hit them to an open area like this, they die instantly, no matter how much health they have. So you'll get 2 to 3 random common items, and you'll get whatever. There's a chance you might get something higher. You can see it tells you what the last thing it's sold for, or the last good thing it's sold for. So this tells me sold for $8.29, sold for $7.45. I like this one. Absorbs the pointed relic and clones itself. So that means I get 2 of this one to sell for $8.29. So I can take this and it'll tell me, okay, that's the square it'll absorb. Now we'll look at this. Petrifies the pointed relic, essentially turns it into a stone. So we're not going to want that. So we're going to put those to the side. This guy only sells for 37. These sell for 74. So I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to point it at that. Absorbs it. It gains its sparkle. And I get another one at the same sparkle. So essentially, what I could have done is I could have done it on this one. This one is a deluxe, so it'll sell for more. As you can see, it says deluxe. I could have gained that 32 straight to this. And then both of those would have came out with a plus 32 instead. This one has this unique thing called these dolls, which they'll, as you get them, they go up in rarity. Like this one absorbs the pointed doll or crystal, and it takes the rarity, it turns it into a soldier doll. Now look at this one. This one is 709. This one is 745. But the other thing you gotta look for is the ability. Each time you absorb, this relic gains 4 sparkle. Each time a crystal is absorbed, this relic gains 6 sparkle. I don't know, rarity or density or something. This one's at 7, this one's at 9, this one gains 4, this one gains 6. So technically, this one would sell for more eventually, but this one technically would sell even higher price, as it's already starting as 2 sparkle more. Plus, it's just whenever you absorb, not just a crystal. So I'm going to take this guy. Then I'm going to take this one, turn this, petrify it, which turns it into a crystal. Put it here. Turn this into a soldier. That gets the plus 4 because it absorbed. And now I can take the soldier, and if I have 2 more soldier dolls, it'll turn it into the next one, which is a prince doll. Now that this one's done, you see the arrows blacked out. I can't do anything more. And I can move on to the next dungeon. Now, you lock yourself out. I can no longer go those routes, but you can see I'm still good because I can still go hit one of these 2 bosses, mini bosses, hit the hammer, which is a blacksmith. He gives you a random upgrade specific to your weapon. Then I can hit the recipe. So if I'm not feeling it, if I'm like, hey, I need to leave, or I'm too low on health, this is another thing I've unlocked, is you unlock the potion lady in the dungeon. She'll give you a potion. I now have 5 potions. Eventually, I believe she gives you like 2 potions. She can give you up to like 2 potions. Now, say you gotta leave. Say you're too low in health, you're out of potions. Just like the other one, you can be out. Hold B, you teleport out. It shows you what you got, what you did, how much you've progressed, stuff like that. That was something new in there that I've never seen before. So they have updated since the last time I played this game and done this review. Throws you out. It's daytime. I now can open shop and sell my wares. Fortunately, I do not have a lot on me, so it's going to be a short day. So let's do this quick. I have an uncommon, this doll here. It sells for $262. Since that was the last price I put in there, $262. Pop. I have this guy. It sells for $709. Put it on this one that sells for more, so now it sells for more. So you can see now, it sells for $262, but because of the rarity and because of the extra thing here, pops it up to $709. And the same thing with like this stuff, sold for $37, but in reality it's going to sell for $100. This, because it's deluxe, because it has the 32 shiny, it sells normally for $74. which I thought was the, yeah, 74 is the perfect. Now it sells for 308. We're gonna look at these. I'm gonna hold on to these because I want to put them on that. So I'm gonna open shop. So I'm not gonna get many perks because perks are based on sales. So you see this guy, this is a symbol here, this is a special person. They like the price, they're gonna come over, purchase it. So I had a special person perk for this day. They're gonna come over and they're gonna purchase. I'm gonna get it, my bar fills up. I come over here, increases your tip by 350 gold. Getting a tip decreases 50 of that value. Each time you sail, your tip increases, or straight increase your tip by 300. The other one doesn't have like a limit on it, but I've always found that if I don't have a lot to sell, the main buff, like the big buff, is usually the best thing to go with. So this person is gonna buy it. Hit my thing again. I get my second perk. Each time a sale increases your tip by 75. All relics sell for 20% more. Blah blah. I'll take this one just because I only got one more item coming. That's it. So I'm gonna wait. Each you have, I think it's like 5 to 10 minutes to sell everything before the day ends and it's nighttime again. And then once you run out of items in your inventory or your chest, the day is over. It tells you what everything's sold for and how much you gain. So you can see with those perks, I went from selling the first one at 2,987 to 3,153. Not a massive gain, but still a gain nonetheless. I'm on day 32. Get the little thing, and it's nighttime again, so I can go back into the dungeon. As you can see, it popped up. We'll be back soon, saying pretty much, you know, I've done all the content. So this is where we're going to leave. I'm going to end off with this kind of walkthrough review. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you've played this game. Let me know what your thoughts are. I love this style of game. I love this kind of play. This is probably one of my favorite kind of genres of the merchant adventurer. Like, there's a lot of games out there that you just play the merchant, craft, but I'd rather get in there. I'd rather be the one knee deep in the grime, striking and moving, rather than being just like crafting it or having to purchase materials or waiting for stuff. It also shows you, also this screen shows you your time played. I've got 22 hours, completion progress, 35%, enemies defeated, elites, bosses, escaped with pendant, deaths by misadventure, shop days, gold earned. I've earned over 1 million, nice. Relics sold, and then relics discovered. I'm not missing that many relics, surprisingly. But that is that for Moonlighter 2. This game is a lot of fun. Like, I really enjoy this game. It's got a lot of potential if they add like pets like they did in the first game, which I know pets were added a lot later in that one. But by the time I had picked Moonlighter 1 up, the pets were already in it, so it's kind of sad to not have that mechanic day 1 with the new game. As I've always said, I'm a tamer, I'm a tank, I'm the gatherer, hunter-gatherer person in games, and so I love having pets. I don't know what it is. I have 4 dogs, 2 cats. The fish aren't mine, but we have a shit ton of fish. And like, I love animals. I love having pets. I love having some sort of like furry companion by my side. It doesn't even have to be furry. It could be scaly. I don't really care. I love it when a game allows you to have some sort of companion by your side. And I know you guys can probably in the camera see my dogs as they wander and mill around because, this is their home too. They're allowed to move around just like I am. You know, we're all family. Um, but yeah, again, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you're doing. This review is for everybody. Typically, I do these for my friends and family, but you heard me talking about him. Now he's over here bugging me. These are for everyone, especially if you're on the fence about getting this game. This is just a fun little game that you can run a couple dungeons a night or one dungeon a day. You get something, you feel like you did something, and you get to, experiment around. And if you're like me, where I could not find it, and some of these items are really hard to get your hands on. People have done the experimentation for you, which I'm kind of glad about, because sometimes it just boggles my brain and I don't have the whereabouts or the time anymore to keep like a notepad. Like I used to, on the first game, I had this massive notepad full of just the name of the item, the price, and everything, trying to hit those perfect prices, and I don't think I did on almost any of them. But until next, before this goes any longer, I've already hit like my max timer. Before this goes any longer, I'm trying a new catchphrase, so please bear with me, because normally I say you be you, you stay you. Most importantly, adventure on. But I've used another phrase with some other people, and they really like it, or for my D&D stuff, which everybody really likes. With some of my stuff for D&D, because I am a dungeon master, and I, lots of years of DMing. So we'll try it this time around and see how it goes. But the story has been told, the dice rolled, the wheel spun. Until next time, adventure on.